Have you ever noticed how almost everyone in the gym stretches before they lift? You see it all the time. Holding a squat stretch, reaching for their toes, maybe doing a few shoulder rolls.
Shoulder. Come on, girls. Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, to be honest, I used to do it too. It was exactly what we were told as we were growing up, right? Stretch so you don't get hurt, or stretch so you can lift better. I know, we all heard it. But here's the thing. What if stretching before lifting is actually holding you back? Or worse, hurting your gains? Well, stick around because today we're gonna bust this myth wide open. From the time that we were kids, we've been told to stretch. Before PE, before practice, before a workout. Always stretch, right? And you've probably seen people doing exactly just that. Leaning into a hamstring stretch, hot dog quad for like, 30 seconds, or touching their toes like they're warming up for the Olympics. But here's the kicker. If you're doing strength training, you don't need to stretch like that. In fact, it can actually be sabotaging your performances. Yep, I said it. Stretching before you lift can actually make you weaker. Let me explain why. Most people are doing what's typically called static stretching. That's when you hold a stretching position for like 20 to 30 seconds or longer. And sure, it feels like you're doing something good for your body. But here it's what's really going on. When you hold a muscle in a stretch position, you're increasing the blood flow, yes, but you're actually relaxing also the muscle in the process. You're lengthening the muscle, but you also simultaneously turn down is natural tension. And that's exactly the opposite of what we want before lifting. Think about it. Would you rather hit a heavy squat with muscles that are primed and active? Or with a muscle that is floppy and relaxed like a cooked noodle?
All the dinosaurs feared the T-Rex.
That's why so many people stretch before a workout. And then they say things like, man, everything feels so heavy today for whatever reason. Yeah, bro, because you just turned off the switch before even touching the bar. There have been tons, and I repeat tons of study on this matter. Researchers looked how static stretching is messing up and affects strengthening performances. And the results were all consistent in all the studies. Static stretching before lifting leads to reduced power output and muscle strength. In plain English, you're literally weaker after stretching. So no, stretching will not make you lift more. And here is another shocker. It also won't prevent injuries. Yep. Science shows that static stretching doesn't actually really help to prevent injuries. And in some cases, it can actually increase and create instability around joints and making your muscle more prone to micro tears. Now, I want to be clear about something. I'm not saying that stretching is completely useless. Far from it. In fact, if you're doing sports that require extreme flexibility,
Gotta warm up. I don't want to pull a hammy.
like gymnastics, martial arts, dancing, soccer, then sure, stretching plays a key role. And it can help mobility if used correctly after a workout. But before lifting, no, it's a no for me.
Not a great plan.
Okay, now maybe a lot of you are wondering what should you do instead. Let me introduce you to something new that you might not ever heard before. Dynamic stretching, aka the real MVP of warm-ups. These are the active movements that will prep your body for the workout ahead. Things like leg swings, arm circles, bodyweight squat, hip opener, shoulder rolls, or light resistant band work. But what's the key difference? You're not holding anything. These movements are quick and controlled and get your heart rate up. They activate the muscles, increase body temperature, and wake up your nervous system. That's exactly what you need before lifting. But honestly, you don't really need to stretch at all before you lift. As long as you do a proper warm-up. A few light sets of the first exercise, gradually increase the weight, will do the trick. For example, before squats, do a body weighted squats, some glute bridges, then ramp up sets with just the bar. And then boom! Muscle activated, nervous system fired up, and no need to touch your toes and pretend you're Mr. Fantastic. So look, if you genuinely enjoy stretching and it helps you feel more connected to your body, go for it. I'm not here to stress shame anyone. At the end of the day, if something feels good and it works in your routine, that's your call. But if your main goal is to get stronger, build muscle, and make progress in the gym, then it's time to rethink your old habit about static stretching before a lift. That our device, it's just outdated, guys. It just stuck around because it sounded good, not because it works. And nowadays we have way better information, better science that show us what actually works and helps our body perform the very best. Static stretching before lifting doesn't warm you up. It cools your muscle down. It doesn't prepare you. It relaxes you. And that's exactly the last thing you want before you do a heavy lifting. So be intentional with your training. Be smart about you prep your body. Don't waste time on stuff that it doesn't help you grow. You're already showing up and putting the work. That's the hard part. Now it's about making every single minute count in the gym. Train with purpose, lift with confidence, and leave the BS behind.
See, now that's some bullshit.
Now, if you want to train smarter and build real strength without any BS, I've got just the thing for you, a free PDF guide that breaks down all the essentials. Warms up, a little bit of diet, workouts, and what is the most optimal way to train. Recovery, it's all in there. No spam, no gimmicks, just real help for real results. Grab it below the description, guys. It's free. And hey, if this video helped you, don't forget to like, to subscribe, and share this video with that one friend that you have that keeps stretching between workouts, almost like he wants to do a split. Lightning! Thank you guys for watching. As always, stay strong, train smart, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.